Hey there, welcome to Queer Kid Stuff. I'm Lindsay, and do you hear that sound? That means it's story time. We're gonna read Jamie by Ollie Pike.
Oh cool, story time. I love stories.
Chapter 1. Once upon a time, in an old dusty house, lived Jamie. Jamie was very handy. She was great at fixing things and could make almost anything from the little that she had. But her older, meaner brothers would often take advantage of this. "Fix my car," they'd moan. "Mend my motorbike," it would go on.
What a pair of dumb cunts. I think I speak for everyone when I say that these two deserve what's coming to them. Who the fuck asks a woman to fix their car for them? Morons.
It wasn't pleasant living with them at all. What made it worse? Her brothers had their very own fairy godmother who could grant them wishes. "We want new outfits," one brother would demand. "Give us the coolest shoes," the other brother would say. "We want more stuff," they'd shout. And every time, just like that, their fairy godmother would give them what they wanted.
Wow, this story is so deep. I love the well-hidden metaphors. So the fairy godmother is life, or the patriarchy, and the brothers represent straight, white, cisgendered males, having everything handed to them on a silver platter. God, so deep.
Jamie asked if she could make a wish too.
Well, of course not. Jamie's just a woman. That Jamie. She can be so stupid sometimes.
"You make a wish," the fairy godmother would laugh. "But look at you, dressed in rags, covered in dust. I can't grant wishes to people like you." This had made Jamie very sad, for she had only ever wanted to wish for one thing. She wished that she could feel right, because she didn't. She didn't feel right at all. Not in her body, that is. You see, how Jamie felt inside didn't match up with what she saw in the mirror.
What, so something like she felt like a princess on the inside, but when she looked in the mirror all she saw was a filthy dusty bitch? That's bullshit, bro, and I bet that fairy godmother would have helped her if she was a man. Sexist fairy godmother bitch.
Chapter 2. It was a chilly afternoon. Snow covered the ground and Jamie was inside, busy fixing the fireplace when... "They're here! They're here!" squealed one of Jamie's brothers. "Invitation to the royal ball, and it's tonight."
Oh, this is getting good now. You've got to love a royal ball.
"Oh, how wonderful," said the other. "A night of dancing and dining, laughing and waving, and the chance to meet the princess." "How exciting!" Jamie joined in. She had heard much about the palace, the princess, and, though few and far between, the royal balls.
See, I told you, she feels like a princess on the inside, but she'll never get to be one because of those cunty brothers of hers oppressing her. If only there was a way for her to cobble some bits together so that she could make it to the ball.
"Okay," she thought. "What do I need? Transportation. I need to get there, and I must have some nice clothes. Oh, and a disguise. A disguise to trick my brothers." Jamie smiled. She knew what she wanted. Now, to make it happen. She went out into the garden and found the biggest pumpkin she could find. All it needed was a few modifications and it would make a great ride. After a lot of hard work, Jamie had a roaring pumpkin car to drive to the ball in. It was incredible and one of a kind.
You know, after all's said and done, I actually admire this Jamie chick. Because it's usually a male profession to fix up cars and stuff. But Jamie doesn't care about all that. She's a woman who just so happens to like fixing cars, and she's proud of that. Good for her.
Jamie dashed upstairs and found an old piece of material that belonged to her. She carefully started to fold and neatly rip the material. It was tricky without any scissors, but before long she had sewn together a very smart suit. Jamie tried it on. It fitted just fine, and Jamie felt great.
A suit? How can she go to the ball dressed in a suit when she feels like a princess on the inside? A suit isn't what a princess wears. I mean, Well, you've got to make the best of what you've got, I suppose.
And just then, she felt her trouser leg being tugged. It was her friends, the mice. They were holding her brother's scissors. "Ah, thank you, little mice, but I'm not allowed to use them. My brother made it very clear," Jamie said defeatedly. The mice continued to tug, and as they did, Jamie felt that feeling in her tummy once more. It was like fire. Jamie spoke. "Aha, but he didn't say you couldn't use them, did he?" Jamie said excitedly to the mice. Feeling very pleased with herself, Jamie lay down on the floor and allowed her good friends the mice to cut her long hair. Snip, snip, snip. The mice started cutting. Snip, snip, snip.
Hang on. Those little mousy knobheads are gonna cut her hair and make her look like even less of a princess than she already does. This is not going well.
Jamie sat up. She looked in the mirror. Oh.
Well, yeah, you can hardly blame her. She looks like a fucking dude now. Those mice have totally screwed her over. No dress, and now no long golden locks. She'll never be able to go to the ball as a princess now.
She remained silent for a short while. She then spoke. "Wow," she said to the mice, clearly very happy with what she saw. This is me. This is Jamie."
Alright, is anyone else following this? Why is she happy? She looks fuck all like a princess.
Jamie smiled, for finally looking back was the person Jamie was inside. And it wasn't the hair or the suit or the pumpkin car, but it was Jamie. Jamie finally understanding who he was. And "I'm a boy," Jamie said excitedly to the mice. "I always have been."
No fucking way. I did not see this coming. So those nasty twatty brothers have been making Jamie dress up like a woman, and they made him grow out his hair to make him look more like a woman too. That's so messed up. I feel really bad for Jamie now. But at least the guy can finally be himself and walk around like the dude with cock and bollocks like he was born as.
The most spectacular car glided through the ballroom doors. It looked like a pumpkin, and it expertly darted around guests until it came to a very calm stop right by the princess. Out stepped a very well-dressed young man. "Hello, Your Highness. I'm Jamie. Sorry, no space outside. I thought I'd just park in here instead, closer to the dance floor that way."
Typical man parking his car wherever he likes with no regard to how it might affect anyone else.
The pair danced and talked long into the night. The princess was captivated by Jamie, by his story, and by his honesty. "Wow," said the princess. "What a story."
Yeah, that's got to be a mindfuck, knowing that those brothers were forcing him to dress up as a woman and shit. I worry about the mentality of a person who's compelled to do that to someone. You'd have to be some kind of psychopath. I hope they address that by the end of the book.
Chapter 4. It was the end of the night, and long after midnight, almost every guest had gone, all except Jamie and his two brothers. The brothers had to know more about this well-dressed young man who drove a pumpkin car. "Excuse me, sorry to interrupt," said one brother to Jamie. "We simply must know, who is your fairy godmother? She's done a wonderful job. What magic is this?" "Magic? Fairy godmother?" Jamie laughed. "Why, this is just me." "You mean you put all this together yourself? No magic?" one brother asked. "No magic," Jamie confirmed. "Just a lot of hard work. Oh, and some help from some friends."
See, I thought those brothers represented the patriarchy and how white males have everything handed to them on a silver platter. This, of course, was before I knew Jamie was a guy this whole time. Boy, do I feel stupid. Looking for metaphors inside a children's book.
The very next day, when the brothers woke up, not a room had been cleaned, not a floor had been scrubbed. No meals had been made, no socks had been sewn, so they turned on the TV, but soon started to moan. "Look, there's the princess, gone for a ride, in a pumpkin-shaped car, a young man at her side." The brothers watched on, and all they could see was a very happy princess and a boy called Jamie.
Wow. That was awesome. I thought it was just going to be some Cinderella knockoff, but then that plot twist came in where Jamie had been a guy this whole time and he was being forced to dress and act like a woman by those nutcase brothers. I guess the moral of the story is don't assume someone's a girl just because she looks, walks and talks like a girl. She might be a boy being forced to live like a girl by a pair of evil brothers. Well, I've certainly learnt something today, and I hope you have too. Bye.